God says He's acting sweet, but something in your spirit has been restless. It's that quiet inner stirring you feel when someone's words are soft but their intention is still hidden. You've been trying to convince yourself that the kindness He shows is genuine, that the attention He gives is pure, that the affection He expresses is consistent with someone who truly values you. But something keeps whispering inside you, a gentle tug that tells you there's more beneath the surface than what your eyes can see. You've ignored this feeling before, hoping that sweetness would eventually turn into sincerity. You've tried to trust the smile, the charm, the carefully chosen words that seem timed perfectly to pull your heart back every time you start to detach. But truth has a rhythm of its own, and no matter how much someone tries to cover their real intention with sweetness, the truth always presses through, and that is what you are standing on the edge of right now, the moment where truth becomes impossible to hide. There comes a time in every season of your life when God steps in not to punish you, but to protect you. When He sees you loving sincerely, giving wholeheartedly, hoping honestly, and yet receiving inconsistency in return, He doesn't stay silent. He begins to move things in the background. He starts shaking what was built on pretense. He starts exposing what has been decorated with sweetness but rooted in selfishness. You've been wondering why lately His words feel lighter than before. Why His promises feel like smoke, visible but not solid. Why the energy you give doesn't return in equal measure. Why there's a small ache inside you even during the moments when everything seems fine. It's because you are being prepared for revelation. God will always reveal what threatens your peace. He will never allow you to stay connected to something that may harm your growth, delay your healing, or keep you emotionally dependent on illusions. His sweetness might feel comforting, His gestures may seem caring, but the heart behind those actions cannot hide from the eyes of the One who watches everything. And God has seen enough. There is a reason the seasons in your heart have shifted. There is a reason your intuition has grown louder. There is a reason you no longer feel the same warmth you once felt. It's not because you are changing negatively, it's because you are waking up to truth. Every time someone behaves in a way that contradicts their words, God magnifies it. Every time a person says something pleasant but moves in a way that feels uncertain, God highlights it. Every time your spirit tightens with discomfort even when your heart wants to believe the best, God is speaking. He's acting sweet, but sweetness without sincerity is strategy, and God is about to reveal the strategy. You are entering a phase where God is dismantling the illusions around you. Not to break you, but to free you. Not to harden your heart, but to protect it. Not to make you distrust love, but to teach you to recognize real love, the kind that doesn't need charm to appear trustworthy, the kind that doesn't use affection as currency, the kind that doesn't give mixed signals with clear intentions. You've tolerated inconsistencies because your heart is pure. You've given chances because you believe in transformation. You've held on because you hoped He was genuinely trying. But you're not wrong for loving. The only thing wrong would be settling for a love that keeps you confused. God is not revealing the truth to hurt you, He's revealing it so you can walk into something that won't require you to question your worth or beg for clarity. He's exposing the intentions that have been covered by sweetness so that you don't waste years trying to decode someone who already showed you who they are. There will come a moment, soon, when something happens that will make everything clear. A conversation, a behavior, a decision, a shift in his tone, or even a silence that speaks louder than all his previous affection. And in that moment, what God has been trying to prepare you for will make perfect sense. Your clarity is coming, your peace is coming, your discernment is sharpening. Your protection is unfolding, your spirit is rising to a new level, and you will not be confused anymore. He can act sweet, but he cannot hide from truth. He can play gentle, but he cannot deceive a heart God is guarding. He can smile, but he cannot mask intention forever. Soon you will see his real intentions, not through pain, but through revelation. Through understanding. Through a divine moment where God opens your eyes and you'll finally see exactly what you need to see. And when that moment arrives, you won't feel broken, you will feel relieved, you will feel free, you will feel protected, you will feel awakened, you will understand why God delayed certain things, blocked certain connections, and stirred your spirit even when everything looked fine. You are not being abandoned, you are being guided, you are not losing love, you are losing deception, you are not stepping into loneliness, you are stepping into clarity, strength, and a future where love will not confuse you, test you, or drain you. You deserve a love that doesn't need to be decoded, a heart that doesn't need to be guessed, consistency that doesn't fade, truth that doesn't hide behind charm. And God is clearing your path so you can receive exactly that. There is a moment that happens before every divine revelation, a subtle inner detachment. You start noticing that your heart no longer reacts the same way to the gestures that once made you feel special. The messages he sends feel different, even if the words haven't changed. The attention he gives no longer feels as meaningful, because something inside you knows it's not rooted in honesty. You start seeing patterns you overlooked, hearing tones you ignored, and feeling shifts you once explained away. This is not you becoming cold, this is you becoming aware. God has a way of gently loosening your grip on the things that aren't meant to hold your future. He doesn't rip them away. He lets your spirit awaken layer by layer, until one day you look at the situation and realize you can no longer pretend you don't see the truth. Your heart has already started processing the truth that is coming. Your spirit is preparing for the clarity that will soon unfold. You may not understand why lately conversations feel heavier, why his explanations feel rehearsed, or why the atmosphere around him feels inconsistent, like something is shifting underneath his words, something he hasn't addressed yet. God is allowing you to sense this so that when the truth emerges, you won't collapse, you will simply sigh in realization, you won't be shocked. You will recognize what your spirit knew long before your heart wanted to admit it. This is why God has been quiet with you lately, not because he's ignoring you, but because he is letting the truth rise naturally. He doesn't want you to feel manipulated into seeing what's wrong. He wants you to arrive at clarity organically, so you can choose strength without guilt, choose peace without hesitation, and choose yourself without feeling like you abandoned anything good. You're not leaving something good behind, you're being released from something that never had the depth you deserved. There's a reason you've been feeling drained after talking to him, even on days when everything seems normal. Emotional misalignment takes energy. Pretending someone is good for you when your spirit knows otherwise takes effort. Trying to believe someone's intentions when their actions contradict them creates internal conflict, and conflict in your spirit is the clearest sign that God is pointing your attention towards something unseen. There is a truth He doesn't want you to see, but God is preparing to uncover it, not because God wants to expose him, but because God wants to protect you. Even sweet words can become poisonous when they're used to keep you dependent. Even affection can become manipulation when it's given only when you start pulling away. Even kindness can become a strategy when someone wants access to your heart without offering sincerity in return. But God knows when affection is real and when it's a performance. He knows when someone's sweetness is a mask for uncertainty, fear, or selfish motives. He knows when a person wants to keep you emotionally available but never fully commits to you. And God will not allow you to stay trapped in a cycle where you constantly question yourself. You're not imagining things. You're not overthinking. You're not being dramatic. You are discerning. Discernment feels like confusion at first because your heart and spirit are fighting two different battles. Your heart wants to believe the best. Your spirit wants to recognize the truth. God is trying to align the two so that you can walk forward with clarity and confidence. You're about to step into a moment where God will show you what has been hidden, not just about Him, but about yourself. Because the truth is, you've grown. You've matured. You've healed more than you realize. And that healing has raised your standards, sharpened your vision, and strengthened your boundaries. What once felt acceptable now feels uncomfortable. What once felt attractive now feels distracting. What once felt like love now feels like confusion you no longer want. Your spirit has outgrown sweet words that lack sincerity. You desire alignment, not attention. You crave depth, not charm. You seek truth, not emotional illusions. And God is honoring that desire by revealing what you need to see. His intentions, the real ones, will come to light, not slowly, but suddenly, not vaguely, but clearly, not painfully, but with relief. You will look back on this time and realize that God wasn't trying to take something away from you, He was trying to return you to yourself. To the version of you that doesn't settle. To the version of you that listens to intuition. To the version of you that recognizes when to stop giving chances to someone who only gives effort when they fear losing you. The revelation will not break you, it will free you. There comes a moment in every journey where God stops allowing you to walk in circles. A moment where He steps between you and the thing that keeps pulling you backward. A moment where He whispers to your spirit, enough. You've learned what you were meant to learn. Now it's time to rise. You are standing in that moment right now. Everything you've been feeling, sensing, noticing, questioning. It has all been preparation for the truth that is about to unfold. You didn't imagine the inconsistencies. You didn't misinterpret the energy. You didn't misunderstand the shift. Your spirit has been ahead of your emotions, and now your emotions are finally catching up to the truth, the act he has been holding on to, the sweetness. The charm, the perfectly timed affection, is about to fade. The mask slips when purpose enters the room, and God's purpose for you is too big to stay entangled in love that confuses you, drains you, or keeps you emotionally uncertain. Soon, you will witness behavior that contradicts His words. Soon, you will see intention that can no longer hide behind sweetness. Soon, you will recognize that the things you held onto were never as stable as you hoped, not because you were wrong to believe, but because you were meant to outgrow this chapter. There will be a moment, unexpected, but divinely timed, when something shifts. A sudden silence, a conversation that reveals everything. An action that exposes the heart behind the words, or a decision he makes that finally shows you where you stand. And in that moment, the clarity you have been craving will arrive with such strength that it will silence every doubt you ever had. God is not revealing this to hurt you. He is revealing it to prepare you, to protect you, to redirect you. Sometimes God lets the sweetness continue just long enough for you to gather strength, so that when the truth is revealed, you don't cling to the illusion, you release it with grace. And that is exactly what will happen. You will not cry the way you once would have. You will not break the way you once feared. You will not collapse the way your heart imagined. Instead, you will feel something unexpected, peace. Peace because everything will finally make sense. Peace because the confusion will lift. Peace because you will no longer be fighting to believe in someone who was never fully choosing you. Peace because God will remove the emotional fog and give you vision. And with that vision, you will step forward differently. You will stop accepting half-present love. You will stop falling for sweet words without consistent action. You will stop giving your heart to people who only want access, not commitment. You will rise into a new season where clarity is your guide and self-respect is your foundation. God is preparing someone for you who doesn't need to act sweet, because their intentions are already pure. Someone who doesn't need to perform, because their heart is already sincere. Someone who won't make you question your worth, because they will recognize it instantly. But before that person enters your life, God must close the door to what distracts you, confuses you, or keeps you emotionally stuck. And He is about to close it gently, but firmly. You are not losing anything. You are being realigned. You are being protected. You are being positioned for something healthier, deeper, purer. Soon, the truth will come. Soon, the mask will fall. Soon, the intentions will be exposed. And when you see it, you will not feel anger. You will feel clarity. You will feel strength. You will feel free. Sweetness fades, but truth remains. And God is leading you into truth. This chapter is ending, but your story is not. You are stepping into a season where love will no longer confuse you, where intentions will no longer be hidden, and where your heart will finally be met with the honesty, respect, and depth you have always deserved. Your peace is coming. Your breakthrough is near. Your clarity is unfolding. And your spirit is ready.